My bad, my bad. I didn't turn the microphone on. Yo, appreciate that, man. Thank you for letting me know my microphone was off. Appreciate that. How you doing, Alpha? Man like Alpha Kings 123. On movie night, we're back to watch Rosewood. How you doing, Alpha? How was Comic-Con? I know you I know you met somebody. I know you ran into somebody. Just editing the vlog. Awesome. Looking forward to that. Yeah. Got that call. That was... You know what? When that call came through, because of course it's got, you know, my little brother's name on the phone, so I'm thinking, okay, cool. I'll say what's up, answer the phone. And then immediately I'm thinking, like, his voice sounds different. Like, I'm not sure what's going on, but it sounds different. Should I say something? Like, I don't know. Maybe he was like, I don't know, like if he was like, maybe he was running or something. I don't know, because it sounds different. So I'm like a bit confused. And it's like, oh, of course. Small world indeed. Yeah, I actually did tell him to look out for you. I was like, yeah, this guy called Alpha Kings, you should look out for if you see him. No, from YouTube, but yeah, he does sort of similar sort of things with, like, you know, the music videos and things like that. So, but apparently, from what I'm hearing, you found him. So, awesome, man, awesome. Comic-Con was sick, but yeah, man, I haven't been Comic-Con for a while now. It's been a good few years. I think at least 5 years since I've been Comic-Con. It's been a good while now. A good while. I think I've got to do something about that. Hopefully, God willing, next year I shall make my grand return. But I used to be pretty regular at Comic-Con. I think I went something like 4 or 5 years in a row, maybe, something like that. I can't remember exactly how much, but I know I was quite regular there. In fact, I remember going Comic-Con before they even called it Comic-Con. Like, because, I mean, Comic-Con was around, like, in America for, like, a long time. But in London, it was called like MC Expo London, MCM Expo London, stuff like that. And I guess they linked up with Comic-Con and became MCM Comic-Con. But yeah, even before that, I remember going to the MCM Expo London event, like that geek event. And that was pretty cool. And it went there a few times, and then it became Comic-Con or MCM Comic-Con. I was like, yeah, went there a few times. But yeah, it's been a good while since I've been now, I think. It's been a good while. Even, what's the other one? I forgot what it's called. Something. The one they do at the Tobacco Docks. I forgot what it's called, but yeah, I haven't been to that for a long time either. So yeah, man, I think next year, God willing, I'm gonna have to make my grand return to the convention scene. Pretty sure nobody's missed me, but hey, yeah, man. You gotta come through. Oh, for sure. For shizor. I haven't done cosplay for a while. Like, the last time I did cosplay, in fact, pretty much the only time I did cosplay really was I went as Nick Fury. I don't know if I got a picture of it actually. Maybe I got a picture somewhere. I'd have to maybe dig through it somehow, but. But yeah, I went to it wasn't, oh, I keep forgetting what it's called, man. Yo, Chairman, what up, Chair? But yeah, I had a Nick Fury cosplay from time ago, and had the eye patch and the back then I had like this long leather jacket, so it was a pretty easy cosplay for me to do. Really, it's a pretty easy cosplay. It was like, because I had the leather jacket already, and I just put on like this black shirt underneath, you know, the boots. And I had an eye patch. That's the only thing I had to buy was the eye patch. And my hair, I keep my head bald anyway, so I just shaved my beard out the goatee. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, I think next time if I do cosplay, I'm gonna have to put a little bit more effort into it. Even everyone, how's everyone? I'm doing alright. Hopefully you're doing alright too. We're about to do movie night tonight. Watching Rosewood. Rosewood is a movie on Amazon Prime. You gotta pay for it though, either rent or buy. So if you'd rather not do that, that's cool. We can still hang out. We can still have some fun. But if you do get it, then we could watch along. It's quite a long one actually. It's 2 hours and 21 minutes, which is not much longer. It's a bit longer than we normally do for movie nights, but It's cool. Sometimes you go a little bit longer. Sometimes you go a little bit longer. Just a little bit. Not too much, though. Yo, Sam's in the house. What up, Sam? I'm dealing with some health issues at the moment, but I'm okay. Ah, it's a shame, man. Sorry, dude. But yeah, glad you're okay. Glad you're getting through it. I'm going to see real quick, before we start the movie nights, if indeed I can find a picture of my Nick Fury cosplay. I'm gonna see if I can find it. I don't know if I can because it depends. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's got to be an upload of it somewhere. I'm on my Facebook right now because I think I uploaded it to Facebook. And I don't go on Facebook very often, so if it's there, it shouldn't be too hard to find. That's if it's there. And it may not be. Shit. I'm not sure it is here. But hey. Yeah, no, I don't think it is here. Damn, man. There's some old pictures on Facebook, though. That's for sure. I'm not sure I want to be showing those on stream. Not today. But I've just seen some old ass pictures on Facebook. Right, back when man used to have hair, you know. Yeah, I don't think I uploaded it here. Damn, I'm sure I uploaded it somewhere. Hopefully I uploaded it somewhere. That'd be a shame if I lost that picture. Damn. It's a shame if I lost that picture. But I definitely do need to organize my photos, though. My photos are kind of a mess, really, to be honest. My photos are kind of well, not, I mean, they're just not organized. I think I just need to put them in some kind of order so they can be easily found later. But yeah, oh well. Oh well, it's not here. No bother, no bother. Maybe some other time if I can find, I'll show you guys my Nick Fury cosplay from many moons ago. Make it through this tonight. I feel I deserve a sticker. Lines feel like piss holes in snow. Oof. Guess I'll be stalking your Facebook days. Well, I might have to private a few things before you get there. Damn. Just talking about like social media and stuff like that today is like, some of y'all might remember a site called MySpace, which was popular around about 2005, 6-ish, something like that, 2003 maybe. It's going back a while. But MySpace was like the cool kid on the block when it came out. Everybody had a MySpace. And it was a pretty cool site, you know, like like there's a lot of stuff that MySpace did that you just don't get in modern day social networks. Like I don't know if you remember, like MySpace used to be able to let you customize your page, so you could have like different colored backgrounds. You could have like music playing when somebody loads up your page. You could put all kinds of cool stuff that show on screen and things like that. So it was pretty customizable, and it let you do a lot as well. Like it really let you go deep with the customization. But yeah, you just don't do it anymore. Even YouTube used to let you customize your page back in the day, like way back in the day. YouTube let you customize your channel page, and you could have like the background a bit different and all kind of stuff, and it was really cool. But for whatever reason, they took it out. And everybody's just got the same generic looking page, and it's like, I mean, it's not bad. It's just there was just, you know what I mean? It's just one of these things where it's like, okay, it's not a necessity, sure, but at the same time, it was a cool feature, and certainly no good reason to take it away. Like, but yeah, man, MySpace, before it got ruined, it was a pretty cool site. It was a pretty cool site. I think the downfall of it was when it became too music focused, and then it got bought over by some big company, and they just ruined it completely. And by then, Facebook, you know, was popping up, and Facebook was like the new cool kid on the block at that point. So everybody migrates over to Facebook, and then Facebook started getting really big and popular. And it's like, once your mom and grandma started getting a Facebook account, it was like, nah, do have to go somewhere else now. Don't need my family members knowing what I'm up to. What up, Al? Al's in the house. I remember it, but was never on it. To be fair, the only reason I have a Facebook account is because my sister made it. Because I wouldn't. Your sister made you do it. A lot of people are leaving Facebook now. You know what? I feel like the people who are leaving Facebook are probably more the younger crowd. That'd be my guess anyway. I mean, it's not like I've done any research on this, you know what I mean? So my immediate unprofessional guess would be that it's mostly the younger crowd, like, you know, 30 and younger that are leaving Facebook. I imagine like older people, like, you know, 30 plus, 40 plus, 50 plus, they're probably going to Facebook in droves and have no intention of leaving. Or at least most will have no intention of leaving anytime soon, just because it has definitely over the past few years, well, probably more than that now, but it's definitely over the past some years become more of a place for, you know, the older crowd, for like the, you know, 40 plus, middle-aged plus sort of crowd. Who tells me for swearing? Well, there you go. There you go. That's why certain things. There's no, you know what they say about like the government? How was it? Church and state needs to be separated, right? Same with Facebook. Family, Facebook needs to be separated. Family and social media needs to be separated. You don't need aunties and uncles and anybody who could like. It don't matter how old you get. There's certain things you just don't need your parents knowing. Do you know what I mean? There's certain things. Certain things. Braxton! It's Braxton in the house. How's it going? You know what? Before we get into movie night, let me ask you guys something. In fact, let me see if I can even show it to you, really. If I could find it. Let's see. Let me see if I could find it first. I think this is it. All right, cool. All right, one sec. One sec. Let me put this up. Let me put this up. I think this is it. Okay, cool. Yeah, it's just there's no audio, just the video. Ah, video unavailable. Damn it. Sons of bitches. This one might work. Okay. So this is a singer called Coi Leray. Coi Leray. And she's dancing all over this guy. Guy touched her batty afterwards. I touched her ass. And right afterwards, she kicks him off stage. And this got some comments. Like, was she right to kick him off stage? Was it okay for her to kick him off stage? After that, was it okay? And I'm kind of in two minds about this, to be honest with you. I'm in two minds about this because on one hand, you're like, yeah, you're right. You shouldn't be touching a talent, right? That's kind of a known thing, at least in generally speaking. You know, most people would understand that, you know, you don't touch the performers, right? Well, you should. I mean, of course, different people have different, you know, everybody knows. But generally speaking, it's somewhat known that you don't touch the performers. That being said, and granted, like, I'm not there. I don't know exactly how it went down or what they were told beforehand. Maybe they were given instructions, maybe they weren't. But I know that, you know, when I've seen these sorts of things, when people bring someone up on stage to do these sorts of things, most of the time, maybe even all of the time, the person they bring up is just told that, yo, yeah, they'll just ask them if they want to be on stage. They don't say what's going to happen. They just say, do you want to be on stage? So, here's what I'm thinking about this. If this guy was told clearly, look, you can't, you're going to bring you on stage, she's going to do whatever she does, you can't touch her, you know, at all, then yeah, absolutely right, kick him off stage for violating that arrangement, right? But if you just kind of brought this guy up on stage, which I'm suspecting was what happened, because like I said, this is how it typically goes when I've seen these sorts of things. You bring this guy on stage, he doesn't necessarily know what's about to happen, you just kind of bring him up on stage, sit him down, and then you're all over him like that. Then I'm kind of thinking, like, I mean, you touched him first. Do you know what I mean? Like, I mean, you're right, there was no kind of agreement there. It was just bringing this guy on stage and then you're all over him first. So it's like, I'm just saying, I'm not saying it's right what he did. I'm just saying, if it went down how I think it went down, based on my experience of these sorts of things, I'm not sure he's completely in the wrong. You know what I mean? I ain't sure he's completely in the wrong. That being said, yeah, guys, don't touch this talent. If you ever get invited on stage, whatever happens, keep your hands to yourself. You know, don't touch, don't grab, don't try to kiss them. Especially don't try to kiss them. No, nothing like that. Don't even offer to shake their hand afterwards. Like, just keep your sit on your hands if you have to. But yeah, you don't touch this. Don't touch this performers. Here's what they should do though, with these sorts of things. Rather than bringing some random person in the crowd, they should have a plant. You know what I mean? Like, have somebody planted in the crowd to pretend they're part of the audience. Somebody who already knows what's going to happen and what's going to go down, and, you know, knows not to do anything, whatever, this, that, and the other. And they just pretend like they're a fan. Because I'm sure that's what a lot of people do anyway. You know what I mean? I'm sure what a lot of people just do anyway. Just have a plant, make sure, because in all honesty, bringing some random on stage, you don't know what could happen. Like, that guy could be crazy. You know what I mean? That guy could try to strangle you. That guy, all kinds of madness could happen. So I'm just saying, probably not a good idea to bring some random stranger on stage just anyway. Have a plant, that way, you know, they know what's up, you know what's up. They're paid to do a job. They pretend like they're a fan, whatever, this, that, and the other. But ultimately, it's all safe because everybody knows what's going on, and you have like security in place just in case anything, you know, gets out of hand. Let me ask this question. Why is it okay for her to get on him like that, but it's not okay for him to touch? Surely this is a double standard, but he definitely shouldn't touch. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? You know what I mean? I'm not sure this guy was all the way in the wrong. I mean, yeah, I know, you know, you don't touch the talent. I know that. I've been around a while, you know what I mean? I know that. But I mean, this is a young guy. Well, you know, he looked like a young guy. I don't know how old he is. He looked like a young guy. He might not know. He might not know. And certainly if you're bringing somebody on stage, like I say, typically what happens in my experience, I don't know what happened here. I haven't seen a full video or whatever, but it's just, I mean, because it's only what's going around for what I've seen. Typically what happens is that you bring someone on stage and you just say, hey, it might be something like she's on going, hey, who wants to come up on stage? Everybody's like, me. And she just picks somebody up. But, you know, nobody's really explaining what exactly is about to happen. So he gets up on stage and it's like, you sit him down and then like she's all over him. Like, this woman had a pussy up in his face and everything. You know what I'm saying? All over this guy, just jumping up on his dick, rubbing a pussy up in his face. And it's like, you just can't. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he was right. I'm just saying I don't think he was all the way wrong. That's what magicians do when they do live acts. They have a plant. Right, exactly. Have a plant. You know, someone to pretend that, you know, they're in the crowd, and ultimately they know what they have to do. They know how to act. They know what to say. No grabby, no touchy. Sounds kind of sucky. We've been watching Full Metal Jacket. Me sucky. Me love you long time. Yeah, I'm just saying. I can't be too mad at that guy. Didn't exactly do the right thing, but I'm just saying. There we go. This is the page I want. Actually, no, it's not the page I want, because we're gonna do something else in a bit. This is why I ain't feminist. It's a double standards, and women don't call each other out. Yeah, indeed. Feminism's just become a different beast these days. I mean, it was about, you know, women empowerment and women's rights and equality. It was about that at one point. I guess, to be fair, it still is at its core. But yes, certainly a lot of the sort of talking, or the voices around feminism these days seem to be a little bit off, shall we say. A little bit extreme. But yeah, like even this whole like Johnny Depp thing, like some of the opinions that have come out about that. God bless Ali Ermi. Okay, you know what I'm talking. Yeah. Full Metal Jacket. Yes. Man like Chairman, he got the reference. But yeah, like even some of the things that opinions being stated about the whole Johnny Depp Amber Heard thing, about, you know, how it's a step back for abuse victims. The fact that Johnny Depp is, you know, saying that he was a victim of abuse, like that somehow step back. It's like, how, you know, as if to say only women can be a victim of abuse. No, anybody can. Man, woman, or child, you know, anybody can be a victim of abuse, whether physical abuse. Just because somebody's smaller than you or weak, you know, physically weaker than you, don't mean you can't be a victim of physical abuse. You know, or there's other types of abuse: emotional abuse, mental, you know, psychological abuse. You know, anybody could become a victim of abuse. It's not something you do. You know, it doesn't say anything about you as an individual. It's just that everything about that person and the type of person they are. You know, you can't be immune to being a victim to abuse. It doesn't work that way. It's nothing you can do to stop somebody trying to abuse you. You know, there's things you can do in terms of like maybe getting yourself away from a situation, but you can't stop somebody from doing it. You know, it's just that's who they are. But this idea that just because you're the man and she's the woman, she's only small. Come on, man. Promise you, it's always the ones you least expect. Well, not always, that's not true, but it's often it's common that it's the ones you least expect, the ones who look weak, the ones who look small, the ones who look they won't even know how to fly. They're the ones doing it. Some of them are the ones doing it the worst. God rest his soul. Indeed, he passed away like a year or two ago. When did Ali Ermi pass away? He passed away, I think it was fairly recently. I think. At first I thought the other person in the chair was a dyke. Okay. I mean, you could just say lesbian, but even still, a bit inappropriate, to be honest with you. Like, these days it's bad to want to be a housewife. I don't get it. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with being a house. I mean, here's the thing: it's like it's down to the individual couples, isn't it? Like, you figure out what works best for you. Sometimes it's best for, you know, somebody to be at home, and sometimes it's best for both of you to be at work. You know, sometimes it's best for whatever, like whatever. You know, somebody to work one part of the day, another person work another part of the day. Like, you figure out what works best for your situation, right? And sometimes it's best the man works, sometimes it's best the woman works. You know, you figure out what's best for your situation. know, that should be made to feel bad just because they're doing something that somebody else doesn't like. It's like, bruh, ain't none of their damn business, you know what I mean? Haze is bad to want to be, as I've ever heard, isn't even a B-rated actress. She is a no-rated actress in my book. I mean, in okay, we back. I've only ever seen her in Aquaman, so yeah, I mean, I assume she's done other stuff, but yeah, I've only ever seen her in Aquaman. Let's see here, Arlie Ermey, just look this up real quick. 2018, so yeah, a few years back, 4 years ago. Let's see, Amber Heard, what else she done? Oh, she's in Machete Kills, which I've not seen, but I've heard that's a good movie. Drive Angry. Yeah, I guess she's just done a bunch of stuff that I just haven't seen, really. Well, she's done lots of stuff, though. She's been in lots of movies and TV shows. But a lot of it is things that oh, she was in Pineapple Express. I've seen that. Angie Anderson. But yeah, I think she's just mostly done stuff that I personally have not seen. So it just, is what it is. It's been at least a handful of movies, and I mean less than 5. Oh no, she's definitely been more than 5 movies. I've got a list up here. Or do you mean starred in 5 movies? Is that what you mean? I mean, it just says movies I've got a list of all the movies and TV shows she's done, which is definitely more than 5. But of course, it doesn't say. I don't know how many of those she's actually stars in and has a prominent role in. So yeah, maybe. I saw her in All the Boys Love Mandy Lane. That isn't too bad. But do All the Boys Love Mandy Lane? Michelle Kears plays a beauty queen. But is she a beauty queen? By the way, so yeah, we'll start moving out in a moment, by the way. So if you want to get Rosewood on 0 for those who might have it, if you don't have it, it's cool. We'll still have some fun anyway, but we're about to start it in a little bit. But real quick, just about the Amber Heard and Johnny Depp case. So apparently Johnny Depp swears a lot. Right? Apparently Johnny Depp swears a lot, or at least that's what Amber Heard. Yeah, I know that was a bad one, but still, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it. I'm glad at least one person appreciates my terrible humor. Means it's all worth it. All right then, so it is movie night. It is Rosewood. So I'm gonna switch over to this screen. Get ready to start the movie. Oh snap! Did I put the? Oh no, there it is. Cool. There we go. This one, I believe, does have subtitles. So I should have the subtitles come up once the movie starts. But so yeah, if you're ready. Oh well, let me get mine on 0, by the way, because I haven't even started mine yet. So let me get mine on 0. So hopefully you're on 0 already. And I'm gonna do a countdown. So 3, 2, 1, play. That's how it goes. All right, ready? 3, 2, 1, play. Damn it, I think I forgot something. That was a funny joke. Sorry, I was taking a drink. Well, I'm glad 2 people like it. This is a John Singleton movie. Oh, there's something wrong. Sorry, guys. Shoot. Sorry, 1 sec. I need to pause. All right, pause. Let me just fix this thing real quick. I don't know what's going on. Oh, shoot. Audio issues. Okay, I think we're back up now. Okay, we back. Sorry about that. So yeah, press play. Go all the way back to the beginning. Press play. We back. There we go. And we got subtitles this time. We see what this movie. Yeah, so John Singleton. So John Singleton directed Boys in the Hood. He directed Higher Learning. He also directed Too Fast, Too Furious. So he's part of the Fast and Furious legacy. In fact, he's the reason Tyrese is in there, because Tyrese worked with him a bunch of times in his previous movies, like on Baby Boy and some other stuff. I haven't seen Baby Boy yet, actually, but that's one of his more popular movies. He also did Poetic Justice with Janet Jackson and Tupac Shakur. So yeah, legendary filmmaker, John Singleton. If you don't know about John Singleton, better get to know about John Singleton. Thursday, December 31st, 1922. Rosewood, Florida. Don Cheadle. Alright. So we got Warmonger. No. War Machine. Got War Machine in this movie. Oh, speaking of rest in peace, Ray Liotta. I don't know if you know Ray Liotta, but if you don't, better get to know Ray Liotta. He passed away a few days ago. 67 years old. Ray Liotta was in Goodfellas. There's quite a few big name actors in this movie, actually. Yeah, I heard about that. 67's too young to die. Apparently he died in his sleep. I mean, I haven't read too much about the cause of death, but that's what I was told. That he died in his sleep, went to bed, and just didn't wake up. He was on she was while shooting a film. I don't know if he completed his parts for the film or not, but it's right, not white. Raw. Mr. Right is Mr. Right now, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah, he's coming for sure. I heard it was from symptoms of COVID exposure. Oh, damn. John Voight, Don Cheadle, Esther Roll, Ving Rhames, Michael Rooker, and a few more people are in the movie. Yeah, I just saw Elise Neal's name as well pop up. At least that's one of the things I heard on the internet about is there. Well, that's the thing, isn't it? We hear things online, it's like you don't know how much of it is true, and people just say stuff sometimes that you don't always know. Frozen Gamer! Wagwan FG. Ooh. Are you going to celebrate the Jubilee? I was, and then I found out it was about like some monarchy thing. I was like, nah, I don't want to celebrate that. Because see, first, I thought it was about a Jew called Billy. And I was like, yeah, I'll celebrate the Jubilee. But it's not. It's about like monarchies and queens. I was like, no, allow that. I did like the movie Anaconda. That was a good movie. I thought Anaconda. That's one about a snake, isn't it? Oh, they're getting right into this right now, aren't they? What is it? If it's online, it has to be true. Internet is the only place you get the facts. Well, that's true. But it was the Queen's birthday. It's to do with the Queen's 70 years as Queen. So celebrating 70 years as Queen this year. That's what it is. Is it the Diamond Jubilee? I'm not sure what they call it. Platinum Jubilee. It's Platinum Jubilee. Ice Cube, right? Ice Cube. Yeah, starring Ice Cube. Oh, Anaconda. Oh, right, okay. Oh, excuse me. Oof. Oh, excuse me. I don't give a crap about Jubilee either. I mean, I guess good for her, I suppose, but called her Aunt Sarah. Raw. Old school. It's a good movie, but I felt like the snake was overpowered. Okay. Mr. Bean is making a new movie. Oh, really? Cool. Coming to Netflix. Okay, everything's going to Netflix. Netflix taking over. Talk about how they're losing money, please. They made $2 less than they did last year, so we're losing money. Michael Rooker. I watched a video on YouTube and celebrate a monarch. It's called Beam versus B. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a bank holiday, so I guess that's something for some people. To be honest, bank holidays don't mean much for me. But for anybody who it might mean something for, I guess that's something. A few days extra off work or something like that. She's, what, 92? 3? Oh, here we go. That's Elise Snail. But yeah, these royal family people live for a long time, though, for sure. Like, they just keep going. I know by the time Prince Charles becomes king, he's probably only going to be king for like 5 years. I mean, he's going to be king for 5 years, then one of his kids going to have to take over. If even that long. I'd rather join a cult than celebrate. Okay, that's a bit much. I don't think you want to join a cult. Unless it's a cult where you just play video games all day. That might be pretty cool, actually. I'd join that cult. Why is that? Did God give them special treatment? Or cult Python free 57 Magnum. Okay, cult, as in cult. Gotcha. So the thing about the monarchy and the queen and the kings and stuff like that, yeah, it kind of goes back to that belief that God anointed them royalty. The reason why they are kings and queens is because God appointed them to be kings and queens. That's what it believed. Now, I think these days most people probably don't believe that, but back in the day, that's what was believed, and that was the lineage. That's why only they can be king. Certain people could become kings and queens, and other people don't. That's one of the reasons why they're so particular about marrying certain people, because they feel like if you don't have like a royal bloodline or whatever, it's a problem. I don't. Henry VIII was my favorite royal dude. Was a beast. Isn't that the guy that like murdered all his wives or something? Well, not all of them. At least a few of them I think he killed. I think he killed like 2 or 3 of his wives. And then was he divorced. Others just died. I think he was overweight. Who Henry VIII? So is this one based on a true story? Or is this just based on true events? Yeah, so I might be wrong. I mean, I've seen some paintings of him and he looks a bit of a chubby dude, so it could have been. He only only 2 of them, okay. Only killed 2 of his wives. It's not that bad. But yeah, he killed his wives because they wouldn't give him a boy or something like that. Like they birthed him daughters. I can't remember the reason, but it was something like that. Like it's like back then they believed it was like her fault. You gave me a girl? How dare you? Off with her head. You'll be giving up the jewel to that dude, though. I don't think they know. Yeah, Frozen. He was overweight and ginger with a manky leg. Oof, different times, man. Different times. He did have a son with wife number 3, but he died when he was a teenager. Ah, okay. Sam seems to know quite a bit about this Henry VIII. I guess he really was your favorite royal. So they've got the main table where the grown-ups eat and the small table where the kids eat. Okay. I think it was King George that was abdicated the throne because he wanted to be with an American woman. Like, the poontang must be good if you're willing to give up royalty to be with this woman. It's like, that ain't no regular girl. That's like, you know what? I'm ready to leave the throne for this woman. But hey, that's something. Yeah, me too. He divorced too, so he could have been worse. Apparently, he well, he didn't create divorce, but he brought that divorce was illegal at the time, or not allowed under the Catholic religion. So he effectively created his own branch of the church so he can get divorced. Like, that's how the Protestant, the Protestant branch of the church came about. I think something like that. Anyway, so it was something to do with the King Henry VIII and. Boy, this man's been counting. He did when he wanted to end his marriage to Catherine of Aragon to marry Anne. That was Anne Boleyn, right? That must have been a mad time, though, in the royal family history, though, where you got this guy who's like beheading some of his wives, creating his own division of the church so he can just do what he wants to do. I'm just saying, if you're gonna like create your own rules and do your own division of the church, why stop at divorce? You know, why stop at divorce? Like, just creating your own division where you can have your own rules. It's like, what else? You know what I mean? Why stop at divorce? Like, you may as well be like, hey, you know what? Under my rules, you got to get blowjobs at least 2 times a day. At least. More if she wants, but at least 2. Those be my rules. Yep, marriage ended when she lost her head. Oof. Oof. She lost her mind, then she lost her head. That's probably not funny, actually, but yeah. Friday, gotta get down on Friday. Oh, this guy's reliving some bad memories. I think lots of head jokes are funny, but I'm quick like that. Mr. Man. Yeah. And Berlin. I guess that's what she was doing. And bowling. That one's terrible. But I'm keeping it. Braxton's back. I'll tell you the jokes. I get in trouble when I do it. Oh wait, I let you tell the jokes. I get in trouble when I do it. Oh, okay, I gotcha. Yeah, yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I've got in trouble a few times, but a lot of it just depends on who you're telling the jokes to, really. Oh, this conversation got real awkward. But they at it like rabbits. still got restrictions on my Facebook account for joking about Jeffrey. Okay, it's a state lifted. Damn, man. It's been a month, right? It's been a while, hasn't it? Should call it double timing. Old school. Raw. This guy's lost his temper. T1000 is a woman beater. Oh snap, that's him! Didn't even recognize him, but yeah, that's it. I did see his name in the opening credits as well, but raw. That is him. Didn't recognize. He had a mustache that threw me off. I don't think Miss Taylor's right. By the way, Ving Rhames' character wasn't real. It was just for the film, but his fighting spirit was actually from Sylvester, the real Sylvester in real life. Okay, so this is part true, part made up story. Okay. Gotcha, gotcha. Peaches. Ving Rhames is in Pulp Fiction. She's 17. Come on. Listen, at least Neil is fine. Let's be clear on that. But she ain't looking 17. She is not 17. She's more like 27. And if she's supposed to be 17 and this guy's interested in her, then raw. What kind of movie is this? Because that guy looks like he's like, what? 40. You can't be messing around with 17-year-olds when you're 40. So you can see 1,000. There is a few on movies on Prime right now. Oh, nice. Must have checked some out. Needs to have an all marathon. He's got some good movies out there like Terminator, Terminator 2, Predator. laser, man. Yeah, that was a whole different social and dynamics back in that time. Well, that's true. That's true. Still, though. Still. $54, bro. Back in the day, we could buy a whole land for $54, $55. I really like True Lies, and I actually think he's actually decent. Okay, I like True Lies. There's a film he did some years back called Maggie. It was like after his governor run. It was one of the first, not the first film, amongst the first films he did after his governor run. And it's a small film, small independent film. But it did get cinema release. I watched it back when it came out. It's a pretty decent movie, actually. It's about, he plays a cop, and his daughter is been bit by zombies. It's set during like the zombie apocalypse. But the movie is about how his daughter's been bitten by a zombie, and there's a period of time in which she's still herself to when she turns, and it's really about him trying to protect his daughter as much as possible as people find out, and of course they want to try and kill her. But yeah, no, it's a really good film, actually. Well, it's maybe not really good. Let me not overstate it too much, but it's a pretty good movie. But yeah, it's one of those films that not too many people hear about or even see. Get your money, black man. Get your money. I've seen it. Oh no, this woman be lying. But yeah, that's how it was back then. I watched Maggie. I enjoyed it, and it shows he can actually act. Yeah, End of Day. Oh, End of Days. That's another good one, isn't it? Yeah, Schwarzenegger's definitely got some good movies over the years, man. Some good action movies, and some good comedy movies as well. Like, let's not forget his comedy stuff. Like Twins. Is it Junior? Jingle All the Way. Yeah, teams going to each other went on. Like that formal gathering evening, Paul in Titanic, when Rose told Jack the girl was her age, 17. She was with a wealthy man. Yeah, it'd be wild back then. Well, I guess they didn't consider it wild. Do you like Top Gun movies? Well, there's only 2 of them. I like the first one. I haven't seen the second one yet. Kindergarten Cop. Yeah, Kindergarten Cop. How did it feel to punch that son of a bitch? It felt good. Just throw it on the floor. Rudeness, man. Tell him. Predator, yeah, man. Predator's a classic. It's probably one of my favorite Schwarzenegger movies. Maybe just one of my favorite movies, really. Just like in that movie. Get to the chopper. Her name's Fanny, by the way. This lady's name is Fanny. Somebody raped Fanny. That is not funny. Shit. I know. I know that's not what they mean. I know they wasn't trying to go for that, but this is a film where somebody raped Fanny. Okay, jeez. Jesus, another good movie. Stones. Oh yeah. Omar Epps is in that as well. Be a sad day when Arnie dies. He's what, in his 70s, I think, by now? Late 60s, 70s? Oh, this woman knows he's lying. Aunt Sarah knows what's up. She's gonna say something. Oh, damn. Same here, I don't like Tom either. Sad. Get to the casket. He'll shoot. He will kill if you're unarmed. We have the N words, the C words. This ain't holding back, is it? Wait, they said a C word. I don't think I heard them say the C word. The see you next Tuesday. Did somebody say that? I don't think I heard that. Oh wait, I think you meant the other C word. My bad. Right, I know what you mean. Never mind. I know what you mean. There's a different C word. Man, all it took was the word of one woman. Eey. These films, man, damn. So I'm saying, like, after this, it's gonna have to be a while before we watch a movie like this again, because, mate, I get that they talk about a real serious thing that happened. Oh, excuse me. But, mate, ugh. Ugh. Yeah, blame the guy. Terminator raped the girl, beat her up. Well, I guess he didn't rape her, but But then, look, if you don't rape her, but guess he got a little bit rough. But then he definitely beat her up. And then this girl went and blamed it on this other guy. Films like this just reminds why I don't like humans. Sometimes people can be hard to like, that's for sure. By the way, has anybody been watching Stranger Things on Netflix? The current season, season 4. Season 4, part 1. For all his wrongs, he did something right. Man, the way they went about getting justice back in the day, it was like, raw. You're just gonna beat somebody up. Man. It's with a horror movie, you know, it's all just for entertainment. And you get films like this that just show you the real ugly side of humanity. Yeah. Yeah. Oof. Now they're gonna. Oof. Yeah, it's like it kind of just shows. Well, not even kind of. It does show some of the horrible things that people have done to each other in the past. And let's be honest, some of his stuff still happens. Maybe not as obvious and blatant, but you know. Oh, hey. That's what one of the survivors said. The lynching mob did to Sam Carter. They hung him a tree, then shot him to pieces. Oof. That's so sad, man. Nah, she's the lion woman. Yeah, tell your husband you lied. Yeah, it's obviously nothing. Like, you know, what was it? Like, grandparents' days for white people with that mindset stay around. Yeah, it's just sad truth. That was the lady who accused Emmett Till of whistling at her. The one that led to Emmett Till getting killed. She died a few years ago, and on her dying breath, she admitted that she lied. With her dying breath, well, I don't know if it was her dying breath to be fair, but anyway, before she died, shortly before she died, she admitted that she lied after all these years. Was that 1950 something? That was, I think, around about then. After all those years, she finally admitted, right before she died, that she lied about Emmett Till this whole time. She's still living. I'm pretty sure I heard she died some years back. Unless I heard wrong. children. Last time I checked, she was still living. Alright. Maybe I heard wrong. So I'm going to search that real quick. Women who accuse Emmett Till. Carol Bryant Stonham is her name, so let's see if I can find that. Carol Bryant. Okay, looks like she is still alive. My bad, I guess I heard wrong. She's 88 years old. Husband passed away. Okay, maybe that's what I heard then. Ain't that right? Oh. Well. Also, that's that's why it's such a damn conundrum considering the dark history Black Americans has had in the US, but yes, the large majority of blacks vote anti-guns. You think more guns would help, though? I mean, seems like black folks getting shot out when somebody thinks they have a weapon. If they actually have a weapon, I'm not sure that's gonna help. I'm gonna guess Elise Nell was at least 25 when she did this. I don't know how old she is, but I reckon at least 25. There's no way. She's definitely not 17. Definitely not 17. Ring Rames don't want to stay. He ain't going to that kid's birthday, is he? He'd be a liar. Well, to be fair, I don't think he actually said he was going, so. Yeah, you gotta be unfair in an unfair situation. Always have that strap. Get that snitch. Get the strap. Don't give a fuck. Blah, blah, blah. If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. It is a film that we watched on one movie night a while back, by the way. Raw. Oh. Cockfighting. Oof. But It would be cool to go on one of those steam trains. I know you could like arrange trips to go on one. They still run them for like special special services where you book a ride on a steam train. I might do it one of these days. I'll have to do them in the UK. I'll have to check for that. Up to, you know, raw. Good boy, you know. Ish. That was disgusting. Oh. Oh. Boy. I think the caffeine has worn off. And it's too late to start refilling. Duel. I mean, that Mr. Wright ain't exactly a good guy, but does Don Cheadle really know how to play the piano? Because it kind of looks like he does. Oh, boy. Would a film like this get made today, do you think, given how often they use the N-word? Yeah, I think if they were to make a film like this today... Yeah, I mean... I think the fact that it's directed by a black guy, so that would probably you know, get it some favors in terms of how often that word gets used. But I think it probably get tamed down, especially if they want to go for like a more mass appeal of it. They'll probably tame down certain things, especially with like the white characters, the white people. They might not be using that word as much, or they might replace it with Negro or something like that. They'll probably use colored a lot more. Unless, of course, it's directed by Tarantino. I don't think he'd care. If Tarantino directed it, they'd have every white guy just saying it all day, every day. Like, then that's about it. Any other filmmaker that I don't know. That tobacco spit or dip in snuff. Yeah, it's chewy tobacco. If I feel like this, it can't be turned out. Yeah, no, for real. For real. How John Wright was portrayed in the movie wasn't how he was in real life. But as for the film, he was having internal conflict with himself in the situation. Say what you want about QT. He is an excellent filmmaker. Oh, they don't shoot Aunt Sarah today. Nah. Oh, they shot Aunt Sarah. Man. Yeah, Tarantino is, yeah, definitely. You know, I think he does like conversations really well. Yeah. Can't believe they shot her. Yeah, man. She was out there trying to plead the case, trying to... I think she's about to stay alive, though. Back then, up to the mid-late, you were either black or Negro. Saying black would be a racial slur. Yeah, to be honest, I feel like this, if it was made today, it probably wouldn't have a mass appeal unless it had like big name actors in it. And I think a lot of the actors in this film, when this was made, I mean, they weren't nobodies, but you know, they weren't, you know, like A-listers or anything. But then I think a lot of A-listers would probably stay away from films like this just because, well, yeah. Oh. Santiago's balls are still when it comes to filmmakers. My favorite QT films are Dust Till Dawn. I haven't even seen that one yet, you know. Damn. But yeah, I mean, he's willing to do stuff that a lot of filmmakers would just stay away from. But first, they killed Sylvester's dog. Oof. Nah, this sheriff acts like he's trying to do the right thing. I'm not sure that he is, though. You got to go. You got to go. From the race of stuff today, it's all white. Not bad. There is any depth to the storytelling. That's just no meaning. I like back up, man. When such thing makes you feel something. Yeah. I think what's happened in sort of recent times is a lot of people. It feels like a lot of people just want to be. Well, I don't know if they want to, but it feels like a lot of people just want to be offended. You know, like it's a cool thing to be offended by something. And it's at a point where it's like nobody's really talking about why they're upset or why they're offended. It's just, I'm offended, and leaving a story there, leaving a conversation there. and that's not really enough of progress. You know, like if you can't explain why something offends you, but still expecting somebody to just fall in line, well, that's not really a functioning way of doing things. So if I don't understand what it is that upsets somebody, I'm likely to just keep doing it because I'm not going to know the reasons behind it. And then it's the same cycle. Oh, well, I'm offended, I'm offended, I'm offended, I'm offended, I'm offended. But nobody understands why. So some people just stop caring. Well, there goes the piano. All because she lied. All because she lied. Bruh. And it's your fault. But you did. Cheat on her husband and lying about. Oh. as though people like being offended. Some people are only happy when they're outraged. Yeah, certainly seems that way. Offended for the sake of being offended and not really understanding why they're even offended in the first place. Shoot first. Eesh. Oh, somebody's getting shot. I actually think I'm one of those rare people where it's hard to offend me. You have to know me to offend me, and I've only one weak spot. Oh, they be lying. They be lying. Oh, they all lying. Arrogance, ego, insecurity. Oh, bruh. Yeah, I think when it comes to being offended, I mean, by, say, definition of the word offended, is ultimately it means that the feeling of like someone is attacking you. And so it's effectively it's a feeling, which doesn't mean it's not real, but it does mean that it's more something that you, I don't know if you choose it, but you can have oh mate. But you know, you can choose how you handle things. Oh boy, excuse me. Yo, what up, Frozen? Oh, excuse me. Bush, like having thick skin. I mean, yes and no. I'm not sure I'd describe it as having thick skin. Only because, like, I feel like the term thick skin, it's almost like a way to just say man up, you know, which I don't think is the case. You know, I mean, end of the day, you're going to feel what you feel, right? But when you understand that you feel something about what somebody said, when the thing that they said was never meant as an attack, but you still felt it as an attack. You know, it's more like trying to understand why you feel something is attacking you when that wasn't the intention. John right, but is he right? It's like lie after lie though with these people, isn't it? Like one lie leads to another lie, leads to another lie. Yeah, I just don't care. If it don't involve my kids, I don't care. I say what you want. I could give a crap. Well, that's one way to go about it. Yeah, the traffic on the roads right now, shape my day. There's been a lot of traffic in London lately as well, actually. Old school ways of taking photos. See all that smoke coming out the camera. Raw. That means something wrong. You see smoke coming out the camera now. Something wrong. Oh, the bus is taking longer than usual. Have you tried out the Elizabeth line, Frozen? Opened, I think, last week. I was on the Lizzie line today. Only for a few stops, like 3 stops and back, but it was right though still. It's pretty quick. They seem to be quite, well, so far at least, they seem to be quite regular. So yeah, ain't too bad, ain't too bad. For now. We'll see where it is in a month. You haven't been there? Okay. Yeah, try and get on it if you can while it's still clean though. Because it ain't going to stay this clean for... It's barely... It's not really that clean now, to be honest with you. Like, you already see people like leaving their rubbish around, but try to get to it while it's not too bad, is what I'm saying. Before it becomes a filthy mess like all the other trains in London. Like, try and get on it before then. I didn't matter with them. They were already convinced that Jesse Hunter did it. A lot of people knew who he was or was helping him hide. Well, that's what I mean. It's like one lie leads to another lie, leads to another lie, and it's like, oh, Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace. Of course, he'll be offended by Sophie. That kid is brutal. That's probably why I don't get offended. I've heard worse from her. Oh. I guess it was good training. You can't offend me. I hear worse from my own children. Ugh. I don't know if I get offended easily. I don't know. I guess I mean, there's certainly things that, you know, upset me. And, you know, that kind of stuff. And depending on the situation will determine how I handle that. I think it's fair to say I probably don't always handle it well. But in terms of being offended, like feeling attacked like that, I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't get offended, but then I can't really think of any recent examples, or any examples for that matter. Can't accept you, let me add him. Alright, cool. Next time, send them your way. There comes a point where you say, what's the point saying anything? Well, yeah, I think a lot of people kind of feel like that, to be honest, where everything you say pisses somebody off, and it's like, all right, well, whatever, stop caring. You a male. Boys having to grow up fast. Oosh. Chilling. Come on. Come on. Oh, excuse me. Could give a damn what someone says, and they can care less for what I say. You know, like when people say things like, I don't care what people say, right? I'm not sure that's entirely a good thing, to be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong, you shouldn't care what people say about you when, one, you don't know those people, and two, by and large, their opinions of yours is completely irrelevant anyway. But I guess it depends on I already have a seething hatred for a lot of people and things. Well, yeah, you did say that. Yeah. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think for the most part, yeah, you shouldn't care what people think about you. But I do feel like there's maybe certain circumstances where it's not so much you should care what they think, but I feel like sometimes it's like what they're saying about you might be something that could actually benefit you. And for those times, it's like trying to know the difference between somebody just like chatting shit or whatever, or just saying stuff to be saying it, and somebody who's, you know, trying to help you in some way, and how much of that you can take on board. Not saying you have to do what they say, of course, but just when you know somebody's being genuine, and it's like, okay, then maybe pay attention to this, and how much can that benefit me if I need to, if any of it can benefit me. I benefit words from these nuts. To be fair, I'm not completely heartless. Bothers me when it's people close to me, but as for strangers, no, I don't care. Yeah, that's the thing. The people closest to you are always going to be the ones that can hurt you the most. You know, that's this how it goes, isn't it? On family as humans, in my personal view, anyway. Well, people. I mean, we're not all humans. Some people are dogs, and we've got cats and rabbits and things. But as far as say people go, people are humans. It's just humans come in different ways. Some people are bad people. Some people are good people, and all in between. Used to care, but life happens. So that's your villain story right there, your villain origin story right there. How Samantha Barbie became Sam, was it Mantha B? I used to care, but then life happened. Rise, Mantha B, rise. Oh. What you call me? But this sheriff ain't got no control over the crowd. believes himself to be a good person, no one is completely good, just decent. Me, others all have evil and good in us, but we're decent enough people. Again, my view. I think the more life throws at you, you kind of become numb. Yeah, I think there's truth to that, you know. And there's sort of a danger in becoming, oh man, they killed the daughter as well. That is the daughter, isn't it? But yeah, like the more you go through, the more you become numb. And there's like a danger in that, isn't it? Because if you stop feeling things, not necessarily a good thing, right? So, but yeah, when you get used to certain things happening, you just become somewhat numb and immune to it. But yeah, I think you're right as well, Brax, about, you know, everybody having good and bad in them, and we're all capable of good things, we're all capable of bad things, and any given situation, sometimes we're doing more good than bad, sometimes we're doing more bad than good, you know. And me neither. Yeah, I think it's where it becomes a problem is when people want to believe that they're not capable of doing anything bad. Because when someone allows themselves to believe that, when they do bad things, they just can't accept that they're doing bad things. So they want to create this image of themselves that just isn't true. That can't. Only soulless, hateful, so-called human. It's crazy that they back then they'd use that as an insult, though, isn't it? That is an insult. Just calling somebody that, it's a bad thing. We're dehumanizing somebody. Some players might have thoughts of themselves as good, but what they did to each other was evil. It's truth. Alright, nothing else. It's perfect indeed. But yeah, the more you try, the more you convince yourself that you're the good person, you'll never do anything wrong, you're perfect, and the more you convince yourself of that, the more like when you start messing up. Like, you ever come across somebody who messes up and blames everybody else for their screw up? That's the type of person who cannot accept that they can be wrong about things. They just cannot accept that they can get things wrong. So they would do something wrong, do something bad, whatever, and it would be somebody else's fault. Every single time, it's somebody else's fault. You know, you ever meet somebody like that? Constantly blaming everybody else for their screw-ups, for their own screw-ups. Before we were all a little toxic, just some more than others. Truth be told. Imagine films like this are quite hard on kids to film. Because even though it's a film and it's fake or whatever, like, they're children. They gotta act like they're seeing dead bodies, and maybe some part of their brain doesn't fully process it. But, I don't know, maybe they, don't use real kids or something, I don't know. That's sick, making the kids look evil. But I know with like films, sometimes they do things where it's edited to make it look like the kids are doing some stuff, but they don't really. I'd have to hope that's the case in this. You know, it's just edited to look that way. He does look like it though. You wouldn't kill that many over nothing if you didn't enjoy it. Oh wait, he said he does like it. Okay, I just read that wrong. My bad. He does. Yeah, the guy was saying he doesn't know none of us like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, he'd be lying. Oh man. Guess they've got their counterbalance pin. Oh. Oh. No, they called him. Damn. I don't even believe in the death penalty for actual criminals. I don't condone any of this. He saved his horse. Yeah, death penalty's like, I mean, I have a few opinions on it. I'm not entirely against it, I'd say, but I'm not particularly in favor of it either. You know. Oh, he didn't know. He didn't know his wife was giving it out to all the graffiti boys. Hey, that takes some strength. That takes some strength. Like, I mean, you could have pulled yourself up one hand, get the knife out, cut it, all while hanging, ears sucked out. Yeah. I'm not sure that can be done, actually, but hey. What did Brack say? That guy was made up for the movie. Alright. For me, there's been too many times they got it wrong and innocent people have been sent to death. That's what else. Well, yeah, no, that's true. That is very true. Even with all like the systems in place that they have to, you know, prevent wrongful death penalty sentencings and whatnot, but it still happens. Wrong people get sentenced, wrong people get killed, get injected. Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like, I mean, I hope I'm never in a situation where I'd have to consider, you know, death row as a option or things like that. I'd like to think that, let's say, if you know, people close to me were killed and, you know, they caught the murderer, like, I'd like to, I mean, we don't have death penalty in the UK anyway, so there's that, but no kids left behind. But let's say I was in America and that happened, then yeah, I'd like to think that I'm not the one pursuing the death penalty. But then it's like you have a situation where somebody's like, you know, murdered a whole bunch of people, shows no remorse, no sign of wanting to change, just constantly killing people. And yo, they all want to kill on that train. They can't let them all on. The train will slow down. You know, like if it was a situation you're talking about somebody who's like just killing people, shows no sign of no remorse, nothing, is gonna kill again, all that kind of stuff. And then let's say he was put on death row. I'm probably not going to campaign to take him off it. You know what I mean? I don't. I'm not saying I want him dead. I don't think that, but at the same time, I'm probably not going to be outside campaigning to take him off death row either. You know, all right. Also doesn't sit right. that you can kill someone and be put to death. Sometimes people kill, and it's completely out of character, or they simply snap. They ain't always bad people. Yeah, that's true. Depending on the situation, circumstances, and what happened, why it happened. Not to say that makes it okay, but yeah, it's just not always the same thing. Like the type of person who's, say, a gang member and kills another gang member because they owe them money or whatever. That's a completely different mindset to a serial killer. You know what I mean? It's not that one's good and one, you know, they're both bad things at the end of the day, but it's a completely different mindset. And because it's a completely different mindset, they can't be treated the same way. It's kind of lumped into the same category because it's not the same thing. Don't leave us, man. Pro death penalty right here. If it was on me, I'd let the victim's family and loved ones have them. Yeah, I think there's something to be said about let the families decide what happens, rather than a bunch of lawyers and policymakers and whatnot. He's making out with a 17-year-old. Barely legal. Well, I guess it was legal back then. People suffer from mental health disorders, yeah. See, something like that, I think that definitely would have to be taken into consideration. You know, somebody who has like some kind of, say, or illness, disorder that causes them to do something. That's not some bad guy. That's, it's not. Yeah, like I said, it's a different mindset. So that would have to be taken into consideration. And I hope, at least, I mean, let's be real. Sometimes it doesn't always go the right way. But I hope that oh shit, Fanny's getting beaten up. I mean, I ain't saying it's okay to hit a woman, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand. This woman lied, cheating on her husband, lied about getting raped and beaten up. Well, she did get beaten up, to be fair, actually. But how many people died because of her lie, though? Tell him. Tell him. Yeah, she deserves it. Oof. Lucky that's all she got, to be honest. Like, mate, you told a lie that led to how many people getting killed? And she could have come clean at any time. She didn't. She didn't. If the enemy asks me what I want out of them, I tell them I want you to go on. Take that for what you will. In 1993, 70 years after the massacre of Florida, House represented granted reparations and Rosewood family, spearheaded by Philomena son Arnett Doxa. The success of the was largely his testimony of several survivors who were children at the time of the events, and to the deposition of one white citizen who... I went too fast, man. The official death toll of the Rosewood massacre, according to the state of Florida, is 8, 2 whites and 6 blacks. The survivors and women still today debate the number anywhere between 40 and 150. All of them are African American. Raw. Man. He plays a guy called Man. Cracker number 2, you know. Okay. Well, that was something, wasn't it? That's Rosewood. Oof. So this was a true story, but told with the addition of a character that wasn't around at the time, which was the Man character. I mean, yeah, it's definitely a hard watch in terms of what it depicts. You know, it's a tragic event in human history. And it's important that we know that these things did happen and not try to pretend otherwise, or, you know, act like they weren't as bad, or, you know, that's something that some people try to do. Yeah, it's I mean, I think for the most part, this film was like, in terms of being a movie, I feel like they told the story in a way that, you know, you could follow along and kind of really grasp what they're trying to do. I think the one part that's kind of a nitpick is the part where man was hanging and he pulls himself up with one arm. It felt a bit superhero-ish, right? And, you know what I mean, just a little bit out of place for this film, but can't be too mad. Can't be too mad. Who knows? Maybe that's possible. Maybe it's just my mind that feels like it can't be done. But if you're hanging, can you really pull yourself up by one arm and cut with the other arm? Because how much strength would you lose just from the lack of oxygen, right? You know, so I don't know. Maybe he was just that strong. Maybe. But yeah, it did feel a little bit out of place for the movie. But like I say, a little bit of a nitpick. But overall, pretty solid film in terms of its storytelling. But yeah, it's just a shame that these things happened. You know, that one lie that led to so many people getting killed, potentially up to 150 people getting killed over that one lie. They beat her ass for real. Beat her ass good and proper. I don't judge your thinking, Brax. We come from different cultures. We don't have the death penalty here. Brax says, which it's saying, giggles. I'm also pro-choice. Look up the history of it too. The town of Rosewood, founded in the mid-1840s by both blacks and whites. That's yeah. We don't have death penalty over here. We haven't. I think the death penalty was abolished here in the 70s, I believe. I can't remember. I remember reading about when the UK stopped death penalty, but I think it was in the 70s. I think. But yeah, certainly I think most people, well, I don't know about most people, but a lot of people, a lot of adults alive right now probably don't remember a time when the death penalty was in the UK, because let's see, when was death penalty abolished in the UK? Let's see, when was death penalty abolished UK? 61. Okay, it was actually 61. So yeah, I think if you're an adult now, unless you're an old adult, you probably don't remember the death penalty, because it would have been abolished before you were born for the average adult and child in the UK right now. So yeah, that's most people probably in the UK right now. So yeah, we've grown up in a time where it's just not been in our thoughts. That said, yeah, other countries do. And I would say my personal feelings towards it, I'm not particularly in favor of it, but I'm also feel like I'm not entirely against it either. So yeah. But yeah, certainly when it comes to you know, innocent people being put on death row and getting killed, yeah, that's terrible. Or people being put on death row for a crime that, you know, could be resolved other ways and maybe perhaps better ways. I feel like death penalty should be more of a last resort and not a first response, you know. And even then, it's like a lot of things need to be considered before death penalty even becomes an option, I think. But yeah. To be fair, I don't think people are trying to say it didn't happen. It's more like people seem to think it's still like that today. Not saying it's perfect. It ain't. Equal opportunities. A guy don't put a hand on a woman, and a woman don't put hands on a guy. It's gender equality. That Mr. is pro life. I'm pro choice. Him and I have some conversations. Pro life, pro choice. Yeah. I mean, things now. I mean, there are people. I would say there are people that have that mindset now, or maybe not. Maybe I don't know if it's maybe not exactly that kind of mindset as they had back then. But I think there are definitely people who are like that, but they're more, say, in the shadows now. They're not out in the open as much. So yeah, times have definitely changed, but there are still some bad people out there, you know. But yeah, gender equality. People should be hitting people, you know. I think it's I mean, people talk about, you know, you often hear like, you know, man shouldn't hit a woman, which is, you know, true. You shouldn't. But then, yeah, women shouldn't hit men either. And granted, I think it's fair to say that in most, not all, but in most cases, a woman hitting a man as hard as she can versus a man hitting a woman as hard as he can, it's not quite even, right? Women typically less strength and this, that, and the other. That being said, it's another reason why you really should be hitting people, you know? It's just another reason why you really shouldn't be hitting people. Like, don't go around punching somebody and thinking, oh, I'm only little, you ain't gonna hit back. Nah. Nah. I think that's a problem. It's a problem. Well, that's the thing that some women do, is where they would get up all in your face because of the notion that a man shouldn't hit a woman. And they would get up all in your face. They'd have hands on you. They'd be slapping you, calling you all kinds of names, calling you like a pussy, calling you this, that, and the other, saying, I dare you to hit me. I dare you to... I don't know if you've seen videos like that or just seen that maybe in real life. But yeah, that happens where women will just get up in your face and be all like pushing you everything. And the moment you snap and hit back, it's... oh man, you wrong for that, man. You wrong for that. You should man should hit a woman in it. Nah, cause you should be able to take it. You should, nah. Like, you took it long enough. You took it long enough. I ain't saying it makes it okay. I'm just saying, I understand. Yeah, she's right too. Pro-life, pro-choice. I would argue, if you want equality, why are men deciding what women do regarding our bodies and pregnancy? Yeah, that's remember that pro NFL who clocked his girl out in an elevator in 2014? That's on her. Should have been acting right. I don't know about that particular incident, so I can't comment too much on that. But I'm assuming, but from what you said, that she was probably all up in his face as well. That's what I'm assuming anyway. But yeah, I mean, when it comes to like the whole thing, it's like I feel like there's definitely a lot of different viewpoints to consider with the pro-life, pro-choice debate. I mean, if it was me, for example, you know, if I got some woman knocked up, I wouldn't want her to have an abortion. You know, I wouldn't want that, even if it was like, say, unideal circumstances. You know, I wouldn't want that. But then I think the truth is that if I didn't want it and she did, there's not really anything I can do to stop her, right? And I guess in that case, it just becomes a case of, can you get past that? Like in a relationship, can you get past that sort of thing where you wanted to keep the baby, she didn't, and when it got an abortion because that's what she wanted? Can you get past that? I don't know. I mean, it's a thing, isn't it? It's like how you, it's something that it's difficult to decide on until you're in that situation. But then I think another part of it is that that's not really the issue when it comes to the pro-life, pro-choice debate. It's not really about, you know, well, not entirely anyway. You know, a lot of it comes down to things like if a woman was raped or, you know, a victim of incest and things like that, you know, and got pregnant through those means, you know, and decided that she wanted to have an abortion, and the law stating that she can't. You know, I think a lot of it comes down to that side of things rather than, you know, a couple where they got pregnant. That's more just between themselves, right? So yeah, I mean, I think for myself, I don't know if I'm in favor of abortions, but I also know that it's not up to me either. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really my choice in the end. And certainly, if we're talking about a woman that I'm not involved with, it's definitely not my choice. So yeah, as to what you said, son, about men making decisions on women's bodies, yeah, it's like it's not anything to do with you. And of course, I would say that, you know, there should definitely be more information about it and more, you know, knowledge about, you know, whether, you know, risks involved and other options and things to decide. Hopefully the person has people they can talk to in their life, whether it's family or friends or, you know, a partner, right, that they can talk to and feel comfortable discussing those things with. I know that's not the case for everybody, and some people truly are just on their own. So yeah, I think there's definitely a lot of different avenues to consider when it comes to that. And I guess ultimately in the end, it's not a one size fits all solution, right? One answer doesn't work for every single person. And so yeah, I guess in the end it's choice. Not necessarily a good choice, but choice nonetheless. He did that, then dragged her out the elevator by the arms, was on camera. He did some Stone Age-ish, oof. I mean, I would say there is a point where you can go too far, though. Like, if a woman slaps you in the face and you proceed to beat the living shit out of her, yeah, you probably, I feel like you've gone a bit too far in that case. Over one slap? Come on. I'm not saying, you know, men should hit women. I don't mean that, no. But if it was just like one slap or something like that, and you like just beat the lip, put her in a hospital, broke her arm, and that's a bit much. You know what I mean? That's a bit much. I ain't saying that. I ain't saying go that far. Unfair stick up for men. I think the system is unfair too, man. But men making these kinds of decisions ain't right either. I think if you're in a relationship, it's a two-way conversation. I mean, if a woman is on her own with no support, then it's different. Yeah. Yeah. Indeed. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd say I'm pro-choice, only because I'm not sure that describes how I feel about it completely, but it's probably the closest, I guess. You know? The home when there's one road, no one gets lost. Way of operating. Yeah, I mean, the thing about that though is that it sounds good in theory, but in reality, you know, not everybody walks the same, right? So, okay, if there's only one road, nobody gets lost. But what happens if you've got a broke leg? You know, you're not walking the same. You don't walk as fast. You know, maybe you got one leg shorter than the other, so you walk around in circles. You know, like if you try to have one solution for everybody, I don't. Yeah, it sounds like it's a good idea. You know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, that sort of thing. But I think in reality, people are just so varied in our beliefs, in our values. You know, what's important to us versus what's important to somebody else. We're just so varied that, yeah, I don't think having just one way works, because there's always going to be an opposition to what that way is from somebody. That one way might suit some people, it won't suit everybody. Yeah. But I ain't know, man. I ain't know. Yeah, it's definitely a big subject and a massive debate right now, actually. I think especially in America it seems that's a massive debate. Was it Roe v. Wade? Is that what they call it? Roe v. Wade? Honestly, the first time I heard that, I thought it was saying Roe v. Wade, like R-O-V-Y, Roe v. Wade, like a one word. That's what it sounded like to me, Roe v. Wade. That's what I've heard people saying. Apparently, it's Roe versus Wade, which I guess was a lawsuit about abortion at some point in history. I become more open to ending a pregnancy now because 3 of them and Sophie's autistic, or at least possibly. It's a lot, and to add another, no, thank you. Yeah, I've had my 3. I'm done now. I'm done. Stick a fork in me. I'm done. And the whole thing about pro-choice abortions, they will bring up incest rape a lot of the time. It was by consent, and it was because of the guy. Wait, I'm a bit confused about that. So they will bring up incest and rape. A lot of the time it was by consent, and it was because of the guy. So I'm sorry, Braxton, I'm not sure I'm understanding that statement. I don't want to assume what you're saying, but yeah, I'm not sure I'm getting it. I don't want to put words in your mouth and make an assumption about what that means. So, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not understanding. My bad. But yeah, I mean, in a case of a woman being raped and getting pregnant from the rape, it's a tough, yeah, it's definitely a tough situation to be in, no doubt, you know. And I think as an outsider, it's easy for me to say things like, "Oh yeah, she can have the baby and just pull up for adoption." It's easy for me to say something like that, which, by the way, I don't think is a bad choice. You know, adoption is still viable. You know, some people want to have babies and they can't and would like to adopt, and that's an option to explore, certainly. But yeah, also just feel like it's such a traumatic experience for someone to have gone through in the first place, And then even if they are going to put the baby up for adoption, they still have to go through that whole pregnancy, that whole 9 months of it, of nurturing a baby inside them that was there by somebody violating them in one of the worst ways. And then to give birth to that, to go through all of that. And then, you know what I mean? It's a lot. You know, it's a lot. So I just feel like it's just not my place to say what somebody should do. You know, I may not, you know, I don't necessarily, I don't feel like I'm in favor of abortions, but it's just feel like it's also, it doesn't matter what I think in these situations. You know what I mean? Because I'm not the one going through that. I'm not the one that it affects. You know, it's just not my place to be trying to make a decision for somebody over something like that just because I have an opinion on something, you know. An abortion has its racist roots towards blacks, and baby can feel the abortion going on when an embryo fetus develops. It's no longer their body, and to say they'll still put it all on the guy. I will say this: I can't stand people who act like an abortion is a form of protection. I've heard people say it's okay to be reckless. I'll just have an abortion. That's yeah. Yeah, I think that is, I mean, yeah, that's irresponsible. I mean, live your life, have your fun, do your thing, but I think I read somewhere that the more abortions you have, the harder it is to get pregnant later on. So yeah, it's definitely, I mean, I think that's true. I'm sure I read that somewhere. I don't know, maybe it's different now because I think I read it a while ago. Maybe medicine or whatever's different now, but I'm sure I read something like that somewhere. Can having an abortion affect my fertility? Having an abortion will not usually affect your chances of becoming pregnant and having a normal pregnancies in the future, but there's a very small risk to your fertility and future pregnancies if you develop a womb infection during the procedure that's not treated promptly. Okay, so not quite, but it is possible, I guess. But yeah, just things like that, people should know what they're getting into, and if you're just like having abortions all willy-nilly, then yeah, you'd probably increase your chances of a womb infection or something like that. Abortions have racist roots, though. That's what Brack said. Let's see. History of abortion, practice of induced abortion, the deliberate termination of a pregnancy has been known since ancient times. Well, apparently it goes back a long time, actually. So it's not even... the administration of abortive-efficient herbs and the use of sharpened implements. The application of abdominal pressure and other techniques, and naturally occurring abortion that ends the pregnancy sometimes is called a spontaneous abortion, or with the more frequent used popular euphemism miscarriage, to distinguish the difference between an induced abortion and a naturally occurring one. But medically, abortion is the terminology applied to either natural or induced. Yeah, abortions go back a long time. They're not. Yeah, these. I mean, it's talk about going back to that Roman era. So yeah, that might be more of an American thing, Brax. Is that Greco-Roman? Yeah, this goes back many years. Something to do with Planned Parenthood. I heard a comedian say this. I can't remember which comedian it was, by the way, but I heard a comedian say this. He said Planned Parenthood is a terrible name. Oh, what's that? That's not what he said. I can't remember exact what words, but something to do with a joke was something like, "Why is it called Planned Parenthood when that's where you go if you didn't plan Parenthood?" It was something like that. Anyway, I can't remember the joke, but it was funny when he said it. That's my my quote for any time I try to do another comedian's joke. It was funny when he said it. See here, so I can find that. Planned Parenthood. They say Planned Parenthood encourages abortions even more so in the black family. It's all to do with wiping out the Western family. BLM also supporting the Western family. And yeah, it's also called Roe v. Wade. Yeah, Roe versus Wade. All right, so Planned Parenthood were okay. So not so much abortion with the racist roots, just more Planned Parenthood with their racist roots. I sees ya. Encouraging more black folk to get abortions. I sees ya. Do you guys hear about one of the founders of Black Lives Matter organization? I can't remember the name right now, but she effectively got exposed for ripping off millions from the organization. Like it was things like paying like family members like ridiculous amounts of money to do, you know, kind of remedial tasks. So it'd be things like $1 million being paid to like that the father of their children to organize media, you know, stuff like that. And like there was money going to, I think, to her cousins or sisters. I can't remember all the people, but they're like close friends and family that she was just paying like ridiculous amounts of money to do these like relatively basic tasks. And then herself bought like a mansion which was claimed as the Black Lives Matter's headquarters, but it's really just being used as her house. But yeah, effectively she was just ripping off bare money from the organization. There it is, meant to be. Seeing some vids on it. I see. So Planned Parenthood are definitely the bad. Well, maybe not definitely, but so some of their policies aren't so good, it seems. Yeah, they support the organization and I support the statement wholeheartedly, not the organization. I even seen post articles and videos about it. It still gets over a lot of Black Americans' heads. Still goes over a lot of Black Americans' heads. That's a shame, man. There's a lot going on that people don't realize. Okay, I'm going to try and find something that shows what I was talking about, but all these videos are long. I don't need no 10-minute video. I'm just trying to find that clip. I'm just trying to find that clip. Also, one of the things about YouTube is that when something blows up, it can get hard to find certain things. Because you're looking for a video, a particular video. And as you know, it's there somewhere, but if you don't know exactly what it's called and who exactly posted it, it can sometimes be difficult to find what you're looking for. Let's share. I'm on Candace Owens' YouTube channel. So hopefully that makes it easier to find, because I think it's a relatively recent video that was posted. Or maybe not. Ugh. Is this it? Let's see. No, this ain't it. That ain't it. But yeah, I mean, what happened is that Candace Owens rolled up at their headquarters, asking to speak to somebody, and was told that, you know, to go away, you can't come in, this, that, and the other, and she left. And then oh, I think I found it, actually. I found it. Alright, let me show you this, guys. Alright, let me show you this real quick. Let me show you this. Alright. Y'all ready? Let me run this back.
This morning, I woke up to Candace Owens being outside of my house with a news crew. She was demanding that I come outside.
Hello. I was just looking to speak to whoever is at this property because it's listed as the Black Lives Matter property. Sir? Hello?
The fact that she's came outside my house and demanded things, harassed me, is unacceptable.
We're not trying to harass you. We'll gladly leave. We're just wondering if we can speak to anybody.
Y'all, I really need my family to be safe. I need to be safe.
Yeah.
I need a child to be safe. And this, what happened this morning is not safety.
Thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Yep, that happened. That happened. We haven't found a Patrice. I still billions call it. Yeah, that's the one. Got a video call from Candace Owens. I haven't watched it yet, but oh yeah, well, that's one I just showed. That's my name for her. I still billions. Well, she's stealing a lot, that's for sure. That's not like Candace Owens a lot. I don't agree with everything she says, but I buy her over most people in power. I saw the video you're talking about. Oh, nice. Yeah, same here. I don't agree with everything she has. She be capping at times, but most of the time, she's on point with her. Yeah, for real. I mean, that's what it comes down to, innit? You know, you might not necessarily like a person's viewpoint or maybe agree with a lot of the things they say, or maybe you just think they're kind of full of shit a lot of the time. But at the end of the day, when they're right, they're right. You know what I mean? When they're right, they're right. You know, there's a saying, it goes, even a stopped clock is right twice a day. So way I see it is that this whole, yeah, not everyone's gonna get it right all the time. Sometimes people are gonna, I think a lot of times people have their biases that they kind of lean towards to their own detriment. But bottom line, listen, she may say a million things that are stupid. This is not one of them, clearly. This is not one of them. She brought receipts, you know what I mean? She brought receipts, and it's like, all right. All right. I think even better, she cursed as a kid, son, shake my head, and he's with some shit like that. When he grows up and has some weight to himself and learns the truth, he's going to be pissed as But yeah, if it was another channel, I think it was a Lovely Tea channel, not the channel, sorry, a Twitter that she has, where I saw about the thing where she was giving money to like all these people, like sort of family members and close friends, like money, like literally big money, millions in some cases, like or nearly $1 million in some cases, you know, to do relatively basic tasks like paying bare money to like this security firm, talking about, oh yeah, we can't just hire another security team, we need a specialist security team. Nah. And the thing is, the sad truth is that people have donated clearly donated a lot of money to that organization because they felt or believed that they were supporting the black community and helping the black community to, you know, have a voice and have a say and show, you know, you speak up against, or whether it's things like police brutality and some of the other causes they deal with. And it's beyond clear that they just never cared about that. Or maybe not never, maybe that's a bit too harsh, but certainly when the money came in, they stopped caring. They either never cared to begin with, or at some point they stopped caring, and focused more on just getting that money and making themselves rich. Meanwhile, everyone else is like, a lot of people hate you. Oh, sorry, if a lot of people, I read that wrong, my bad, sorry. If a lot of people hate you, like they do Candace Owens and Jordan Peterson, it's because they're afraid of you. Yeah. Hardcore staunch feminist has a son in particular, shaking my head. Okay, I think I might not be answering that either. Why can't a feminist have a son? I don't know if you have too much control over the gender of your baby. You know, I don't know if you could control that too much. You know, I might not be understanding that one either. Sorry, Brex. But yeah. But yeah, I imagine it's going to be tough for the son if your mother is a hardcore, staunch feminist. You know, I mean, hopefully he's being raised, you know, with some good level of balance and thought and things like that. But I mean, let's be honest, we're talking hardcore, staunch feminist. That's probably not happening. Probably not happening. You know, but hey, I don't know. So let me not say nothing. If you actually cared about black people, they would be putting the money in communities, not in their own pockets. 100%. 100%. That money be going into things like after school clubs or community events, you know, stuff like that. You know, you can't always do a lot when it comes to policy changing, but you can do things at the grassroots. Just some kind of trends, probably, or just confused. Yeah, man. I used to do photography for this group called Daddy Cool. It's called the Daddy Cool Project, and I think they're still around, but I don't think they have as much funding as they used to, so it's not as much going on right now. But what they would do, I mean, the main purpose of the organization was to support fathers, in particular single fathers. So they would organize events where people could, like, you know, family events where people like bring their kids, and they'd have like games and stuff like that, and you know, it just kind of be like a fun day out. It also organize like group meetings where fathers can come and just like kind of talk to each other about, you know, fatherhood and some of the struggles they're having, and maybe some advice they can give other fathers. You know, things on those lines. They did quite a few cool things actually. So yeah, it's a shame that in the end it wasn't getting as much funding as it needed. And like I said, I think they are still technically around, but yeah, there just isn't that much money involved. So a lot of the events they were doing don't really happen anymore. And yeah, I'm calling it. You definitely come out. Man, it's getting late. Alright, I'm gonna have to start wrapping this up. It is almost 1 o'clock, which is much later than I normally end, but that was a longer film than I normally watch. So anyway, next week, I don't know if I want to decide a film next week right now. I'll put maybe during the week I'll try and let people know, but I'll say this now. I want to pick a shorter movie. Whatever movie it comes to next week, I'll look at the run times of it and I'll pick a much shorter movie. So that's what I'm gonna do, but I won't decide that now. Figure it out later on. Have you ever watched Awakening with JP? I've seen some of his stuff. Yeah, the dude's funny. Yeah. Like, he's got a lot of jokes about vegans and I think, yeah, feminism as well. So yeah, I've seen a few of his videos. Shame fathers always get looked out. Yeah, but it was cool that they were doing it though. It was cool they were doing it. I still got one sec. Yeah, still got the hoodie. I got me a hoodie from them. So yeah, one of my favorite hoodies actually. It's a nice fit and it's a nice comfortable hoodie. So I like this hoodie. But yeah, it's got that on the back and then, you know, sort of plain on the front. But I'm a fan of hoodies just in general, and I do like this hoodie. So yeah, and I've noticed actually when I wear this, either like, I mean, I've probably worn this for a little while now, but the last few times I wore it, you know, a few people kind of came up to me and they were like, "Man, that's, you know, really cool. What's that about?" And you know, I told them about it, and yeah. So yeah, there's people still interested. There's definitely people still interested in it. It's just, well, it's just a shame how things go. It's a shame how things go sometimes. But yeah, hopefully they can get back up and start doing some cool stuff. Oh, it's very cozy, that's for sure. Very cozy. But for now, yeah, it is late, so I'm gonna start heading out. I'm gonna start laying my head down to rest. So guys, Guys, you have been awesome as always. I appreciate you and all that you do. Thanks for keeping me company. Thanks for keeping it lively. The village is strong because you make it strong. We're only going to get stronger. So until whenever, if ever, peace.